and laughter actually helps you heal quicker and live longer. Then there was a more recent study that showed, and these are real factual reports, that showed that laughter actually, what was the word they used? It wasn't invigorate, but it stimulates your brain. Laughter actually stimulates your brain. And I was privileged to hear the brief rehearsal of this last night, and I've been laughing ever since. And my family can tell you I've been twice as smart today than I've been. So if you'll just play along tonight, you can leave here richer, because laughter's cheaper than medicine, and you will be healthier, and you'll be a whole lot smarter. So let's begin this fourth annual Excel Banquet tonight, the Star Search, and help me welcome to the stage the president of the University of Central Arkansas, Lou Harden.
To the University of Central Arkansas and to this wonderful Excel Banquet. What a tremendous cause this is. Scott alluded to much of that, and what a good job he did, but two people that will be thanked later that deserve such a tremendous amount of credit for this extraordinary evening of preparation, Dan Brick and Thelma Moten. Please give them a big hand. We are happy to co-sponsor this for a number of reasons, and one is that we have many of the students at the University of Central Arkansas that are extremely active in choosing to excel in helping students. As you're going to see over the course of the evening, many, many young lives have been changed through intervention and through mentoring, literally changed permanently for the better. So later in the evening, when you have the opportunity to give or to maybe take the pledge card with you, federal funding is going down. Your being here tonight makes a tremendous amount of difference, but do think about your company or individually trying to help all you can. But it's so nice of all of you to be here for this very special occasion. We're happy you're on our campus, and some of the good work we will see all night beginning right now.
My name is Sarah Beth Johnson. I'm a senior communication journalism major here at UCA, and I've been working with Excel for several semesters now. And working with the college team has been so much fun. I think it's important when you're working on a team to all be working towards the same goal. And one of the things that drew us all together was the idea that Excel promotes healthy choices.
I'm a senior at UCA, and I really enjoyed working with Excel for the past semester or two. The thing I really like about them is their deep connection and commitment to the youth in Fulton County. It's making them more well-rounded people that have a commitment to becoming more in life.
And Janet Butler. I'm a junior at UCA, and my major is speech communication. I really enjoyed working with choosing to Excel this year because it's taught me a lot of the ins and outs of event planning. Also, it's given me the opportunity to help promote the abstinence and healthy choice message.
I'm Tom Fowler with Regents Bank. Regents has been a proud sponsor of Excel for over 10 years. In fact, we were there with you when you did your first outreach with 2 kids at summer camp. Tom, look at you now. Congratulations and thanks for making such a difference in our community.
Yeah, I can see it in your faces. You're already smaller. Somehow you look healthier already. You're going to get richer. I have known Lou Harlan rather well. We're pretty good, close personal friends. I even knew his daddy before him. I've known, I guess, our association with Lou began over 20 years ago. And Mary, I've never seen moves like that before. This next act is by 2 of the premier politicians in the state of Arkansas, Senator Gilbert Baker and Mayor Tab Townsend. And now this doesn't necessarily apply to them, but Lou and I we've been in the periphery of politics for a good while. And I will just tell you, really, being a politician is somewhat overrated. It's really not all that big a deal. There are only 2 requirements to be a good, outstanding politician. Now I'm going to share with you tonight. The first is that you have an impeccable memory. I mean a good memory. That's number 1, a good memory. The second is, the first, a good memory. Okay, let's bring on Neil Diamond and Frank Sinatra in the form of Senator Gilbert Baker and Mayor Tab Townsend. Let's bring them on.
I don't expect you to be perfect. I want you to be my husband.
Way to serve the drinks. To the bar.
grocer and the butcher, and the people that I meet, the children on the playground, the faces that I see, all races and religions. That's America to me. The place I work in, the worker by my side, the little town or city where my people lived and died. The howdy and the handshake, the air of being free, and the right to speak my mind out. That's America to me. The things I see about me, the big things and the small, the little corner newsstand and the house on my old town, the wedding in the churchyard, the laughter and the tears, the dream that's been a-growing for more than 200 years. The town I live in, the street, the house, the room, the pavement of the city, or a garden all in bloom, the church, the school, the clubhouse, the million lights I see, but especially the people. That's America to me. Thank you, America.
Annabelle and I have been with you from the very beginning as part of the Excel family. We can remember back 13 years ago. How proud we were to know you, how delighted we were to see the favor that Excel then had found in the marketplace. And since then, we've now seen you go nationally, being involved in programs that our president has initiated. We are so proud. We send you our heartiest congratulations for a phenomenal job. Incredibly well done.
This next act is straight from the Copacabana in New York City. Now, you saw some moves a minute ago from Lou Hardin. You're going to see some more now, because we have with us tonight Fats Domino in the form of Danny Moulton, and he says that he's already halfway there in imitating Fats, and the rest he does with just sheer talent, personality, and perseverance. And along with his act, we'll see Dr. and Mrs. Ted Cromley. So let's introduce them. Bring them on now with a round of applause on stage. Fats Domino.
Found my thrill. Oh, Blueberry. Oh, Blueberry. When I found you, the moon stood still. Oh, Blueberry Hill.
that great? I really don't know what to tell you about this next act, but I think after you see it, you'll know what I mean. You know, we have an illustrious and well-known prosecuting attorney in this district by the name of H.G. Foster. And you're going to see just a normal day in the office of the prosecuting attorney. And he's going to be accompanied by his straight band, Jelana Lewis. And I think that's all I'll say about it until they get through. Let's welcome them to the stage.
Mr. Marshall, where are you going in such a hurry?
I'm taking my suit to court.
But I thought you were in Africa on a hunting safari. Did you have any luck?
I certainly did. One night I shot an elephant in my pajamas. What he was doing in my pajamas, I'll never know.
Interesting, interesting. Well, Ma, there sure are a lot of politicians out here tonight. Don't you know a little something about politics?
I certainly do. Politics is the art of looking for trouble, finding it, misdiagnosing it, and then misapplying the wrong remedy.
Interesting, interesting. Well, speaking of politics, I'm familiar with your brothers Harpo and Zeppo, but I never hear much from your economist brother, Karl Marx.
Karl Marx, yes, I'll never forget Brother Karl and his Communist Manifesto. Capitalism, it's the most horrible thing I've ever seen.
That's interesting. Well, where are you going now? Where are you going in such a hurry now, Mr. Marx?
I'm taking my suit to a higher court. I've certainly had a wonderful evening, ladies and germs, but this wasn't it. St. Peter took me out to this beautiful area where a gorgeous picnic was going on. And I looked out over the audience, and there was Gilbert Baker with Tammy Faye Baker, or whatever her name was. And I said, St. Peter, I don't understand. I said, I knew Gilbert Baker. He was an outstanding state senator, a fine Christian man. So what's the deal? St. Peter, don't worry about it. He said, he just messed up a little bit, doing a little bit of penance. Everything will be all right. So I accepted, went on. And then I saw Lou Hardin with Phyllis Diller. Exclaimed and got the same response. I knew he was a fine Christian man, president of a prestigious growing university. He said, no, same deal, you understand? He said, he just messed up a little, but he'll be all right. Everything's going to be fine, no problem, just a little penance. So we went on, and I guess this act must have made an indelible impression about that dream, because there was H.G. Foster, and I don't know whether you all are old enough in this audience to remember, but with Bo Derek, a perfect 10. I said, now look, I don't understand this favoritism up here. He seems a fine Christian man too, but what's the deal? Why Bo Derek? He said, no, Stanley, you don't understand. He said, Bo messed up real bad.
from the XL team now, and we're going to do it through a skit put on by the XL crowd themselves. So let's bring them to the stage.
Pretty good, man. What about you?
Doing okay. So how's school going for you?
School's going pretty good. How about you?
It's doing okay, except for your mom's class, you know. Give me a hard time as usual.
Oh, yeah. You been getting football and all?
Yeah, something like that. But mainly I've been keeping up with the ladies. You know, you see I was just over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I'd ask her out because I think maybe she liked me or whatever. So I think today's her lucky day. So, Jessica, well, I know that you been digging me. You like me. I heard well, I see it in your eyes that you want me to.
You saw it?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Well, maybe I'm cross-eyed or something.
I think so, because I didn't see it.
Well, I was thinking, well, we can go out tonight.
Well, I was thinking that because you gotta know how to come first before you just no.
Well, I'm sorry. You just like your loss.
So what time you going out tonight?
Man, I told you I didn't want to mess with you. I had to take the mess up.
All right, man. You see Kendra over there?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, let's see. Hi, ladies. How you doing? Pretty good. How's it going, Kendra?
Okay.
I was coming over here because I've heard some really good things about you around school. I was wondering if you might want to go out a little bit later tonight.
Sure.
All right, is there already up to get around 7?
I'll see you at 7.
All right, see you, sir.
She was last week.
I tell you, that meatloaf sure was good. Oh, wait. Did you put some peppers and onions in that or something?
I'm not sure.
Mercy, I tell you what. Oh, I'm watching the Super Bowl. You know, the Patriots and the Panthers. I don't want to see that. But you know what? It might be a pretty good game, though. I guess I'll pull for the Panthers, I guess. I don't know.
Mom, I can't wait for my date to get here. Oh, don't you look so pretty. Thank you.
Date?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier today.
What? You talking about it? I'm Daddy. Daddy's supposed to know about all the dates in this house. Even your dates. Anyway, who's this cat supposed to be coming to get you?
His name's Joseph.
Joseph what?
Joseph King.
Joseph King. And when's this Joseph King supposed to be getting here?
At 7.
7? Well, it's about 7 right now. Is this clock? You gotta watch it. You know these new cats.
No.
Who's that banging on the door like he ain't got no sense? Hey, that's the back door. You don't know how to use the front door?
Okay.
How you doing, son?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. Well, you got a strong little handshake, bro. I'll break you down, boy. Anyway, well, y'all awful nice now. Y'all going to the Excel banquet?
Nah.
What?
I was thinking, you know, we might stop by there after we go see the movie.
Oh, movie and eat what?
McDonald's, Burger King.
I didn't hear that. What?
Oh, I'm in Marketplace.
Yeah. yeah. I thought you said something a little nicer the way you dress. What's your name?
I'm Joseph.
Joseph what?
King.
And who's your parents?
Oh, Oliver Charles Irving.
Oliver Charles. Charles Irving, he the one that owned the shop down the corner, right?
Yeah, he owns it.
Fixed on truck. He had fixed on my truck last week, and it don't work no more. You what? I don't know. So, movies, dinner, all that. Red Lobster.
Red Lobster, that's right.
What's this movie rated?
Oh, it's PG-13. I'm sure you've seen the commercials. Love don't cost a thing.
What?
Oh, it's a G.
Love cuss a lot when you come to my daughter, son. It costs a lot. Anyway, no sex scenes and none of that stuff.
Oh, nothing.
Okay, all right. Well, y'all run along, have a good old time.
Bye, y'all have
By the way, you know my daughter's curfew?
Oh, 12, 11.
10:30.
Oh.
Not 10:31. Not 10:35.
10:30.
Son, you see these stars sitting behind me? I will break off the top and tip of one of them, and I swear I will jam you. If you don't have my daughter back here by 10:30 on the dot, say 10:30.
10:30.
All right. Y'all run along.
Have fun.
I say run along now.
So, did you enjoy your dinner and the movie and everything?
Everything was good.
That's good. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, it's about 10:28. Let's head south for your crib.
They'll be here.
Tip of this star.
We're back.
What I told him.
They're here.
Oh, y'all back? Y'all back, huh? How was the movie?
It was pretty good.
What happened?
The guy and the girl.
Popcorn was good.
Did you watch the movie, son?
Oh, yeah.
You kept your hands off my daughter, didn't you?
Yeah.
And how was dinner?
It was good.
You had the steak?
Had the steak.
Lobster?
Of course.
Shrimp?
Yeah.
The appetizer?
All of
the
it.
dessert? You broke
Yeah.
your pocket, didn't you? Like I taught you. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it out there. I don't know him that way. You run along with your mama. Let me talk to Mr. Joseph King. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Doing well. You got a nice little haircut. I think I need a little fade because what you got to say for yourself?
I had a really good time with your daughter, and I was wondering, maybe I'd come over here, have dinner with the family, watch some football with you.
Oh, you just invite yourself on my home for dinner, watch my TV.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? My wife, she cooks a mean meatloaf.
Oh, really?
She really does. You bring your own bottle of Pepto-Bismol, right? And you ain't blowing up my bathroom. You can use your daddy's shop bathroom down the corner. Bring your own roll of toilet tissue, because I ain't got that much, you understand what I'm saying? We'll call you, don't call us. That skit right there is called our Date Right skit, and we perform skits that kind of show the negative consequences as well as the positive consequences. Obviously, I'm an overprotective father, as you can tell. And for the dads and the parents out there, we do that skit to show these young people that when the parents put the pressure on that date, it's a lot easier for that young lady and that young man. And so therefore, that date understands what you expect out of them. So that's why we call it the Date Right skit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now from the ridiculous of some that we've seen to the sublime, you have a real story treat. This next act is one of the young ladies that have gone through the Excel program. She's won about every kind of contest locally, state, and national in her field of music. And most recently, she was the queen of the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana. And the act is Shanley Painter. Let's give her a big hand.
people make healthy choices is something that Commonwealth Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic has been happy to sponsor for over 12 years now. And so we just say, go Excel.
Welcome back to the stage, President Lou Harden and Executive Director of Choosing to Excel, Ms. Thelma Moulton.
Good evening. Isn't this a wonderful evening?
Thelma, this is absolutely extraordinary. It's been fun, and we may have just seen the next or in the next couple of years Miss America perform on this stage.
We predicted that. She's going all the way. You guys say it? Miss America. Tammy Pinto.
Oh.
And she's a UCA student.
I was talking about Gilbert Baker. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He'll be back there. He'll be back there cheering her on. President Harden, we've got some wonderful, wonderful stories through Choosing to Excel, and we've got a winner story that I want to share with you, and I don't think you know the story. I know our audience don't know the story. For some of you who know a little bit about what we do in the schools, we do promote abstinence education and character training, but we also encourage young people to start over. Because we believe that once we've made some choices that some of us feel that we have to stay trapped in, that we need encouragement to know that we can start over. And I think you'll be proud to hear this story.
I'm anxious to hear it.
I want to share the story with you. Back in 1998, we started on the high school West Campus our very first Teen Mother program. And our goals, President Harden, was to encourage teen moms to continue their education. Because we know what happens when you don't continue your education. That cycle of poverty, and we continue a cycle. Well, we had one young lady who was determined just to do that. And I want to tell you, last May, I was on your campus at a graduation, and a young lady walked up to me and she said, "Do you remember me?" And quite honestly, Mr. Harden, I didn't remember her. And she reminded me, she said, "I was one of your very first teen mothers. And I want you to know that I looked across the campus today and there stood Mrs. Moulton. And she said, I want you to know that I graduated today."
Oh, that's incredible. That is absolutely
And I'd like for you to meet her.
I would love to.
Miss Darby Mahan. Darby. She has a beautiful daughter with her.
Actually, that is one of the great success stories. In fact, Darby, in the state of Arkansas, at UCA, more than 1 out of 2 graduate, but less than 1 out of 2 freshmen actually graduate that come out of high school. For a success story and the tenacity, Darby, that you've shown, you deserve a tremendous amount of credit, and we all congratulate you.
Darby has gone on to a wonderful career in television, and she is in programming at Fox Television in Little Rock.
Excellent.
Yes, that's very proud of her. And she also comes back to speak and encourage young people to make healthy choices.
Well, and that's really the basic motivation, I believe, in Excel, the intervention for excellence and the tenacity to stick it out to get the degree. That's a perfect example, and I believe that's what Excel does.
We sure do. I want to tell you, we've got some wonderful young people in the audience that I want you to meet tonight.
I would love to.
For the first time this year, Excel sponsored a Laws for Life essay contest. Let me tell you what a Laws for Life is. It's by John Templeton Foundation. It's his brainchild. And the goal is to encourage young people to consider what character trait they would like to be identified by, who they have seen that character trait exemplified through, and how they would like to work that character trait into their lives. And we had every single 9th grader, with the exception of a few, to volunteer to write for this essay contest. We had 86 winners, and some of them are here tonight with their parents. And we would like our first place, second place, and third place winners, along with their parents, to stand.
I want to personally congratulate all of you, and you notice the parents being with the students sends a strong message. We found that the students that do better in class are those just like these students whose parents were supportive. So not only congratulations to the student, but parents, thank you for being here. And that is very, very impressive. That's a very definitive, narrow essay. And so to have 88 entries is outstanding. I congratulate you.
Well, it doesn't end there.
Okay.
Tonight, we would like to introduce the overall first place winner, and I think you know who that is.
It would be my honor. And remember, this is very, very special, almost 100. And so it is my honor this evening to announce the overall winner. The overall winner tonight is a student in Mrs. Eccles' class, Chastity Cook. Let's give her a big hand.
When our reader phoned me today to let me know that that was our selection, I tried to get in touch with her and to let her know, but she's not able to be with us. But we will let her know Monday morning that she will be headed to the Nationals to compete for the national contest.
Very proud of her, and again, we're very proud of each and every one of you that won.
And parents, I think you will be amazed at how many of your young people identify you as that person who examples before them the character trait they would like to continue in their lives. And you should be proud. I tell you, this was one of the most difficult things for our readers. I got call after call saying, this is too tough. So I want you to know that all of you are winners, every single one of you. And you know what we're doing? We're trying to keep you here to go to the University of Central Arkansas, don't you think?
Absolutely. I think we have some prospective students out there, and I didn't want to be too presumptuous, maybe a tad presumptuous, but the applications are right here as you go out. I'm kidding.
Yes.
But we hope they do come.
Now I want to show you a little bit of what goes on a day-to-day basis, year after year, behind the scenes, where a lot of people don't see what takes place. I want you to hear some stories. We have a Starfish Award that we give every year.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you, what we are going to do this year, President Hardin, is not one Starfish Award. We have 4. Because we live in a caring community where people really care about our young people. Am I too close to you? Or maybe I need to stand over here since you did that dance routine. I mean, you're hot.
Well, no, I'm used to that. Mary asks that question every day with me.
Okay, you ready? I want to tell you our very first starfish. Let me tell you the starfish story. There was a young man walking along the seashore, and an older gentleman observed this young man, and as he walked along the seashore, he was picking up starfish and he was tossing them back into the water. To make a long story short, the old man walked up and he said, "Son, what are you doing?" And he said, "I'm trying to rescue the starfish." And President Hardin, the old gentleman, said, "Son, do you know how long the shore is? You can't do any good here." He said, "What good is it going to do?" And you know, the young man picked up the starfish, he flung it back into the water, and he said, "It makes a difference to this one." And that's the whole basis, President Hardin, of our program. We make a difference, one life, one child at a time.
Absolutely.
And tonight I want you to hear a story from a lady who's making a difference.
Hi. I just want to say thank you for taking us places after school. Thank you for coming to pick us up after school because you didn't have to do all that for us. Thank you for taking us to KIA and spending 8 days away from your family. And even though we gave you a hard time, we just want to thank you for sticking with us and not leaving us, and we love you for that. We love you, Miss Rebecca.
Miss Rebecca Kenworthy, would you please come to the stage?
Miss Rebecca Kenworthy works with these young ladies every single week and has been working with them and taking them out to lunch and pouring her heart into these young girls, praying for them. Miss Rebecca Kenworthy, our Starfish Award. Our next Starfish Award goes to, and I guess we should hear from him, don't you think?
Thanks, Mr. Jim, for being my friend. Thank you for helping me make better grades. And thank you for taking me to see Arkansas Razorbacks. I really wanted that Razorback cap, and you made me you made me get better grades to get it. You made me and my sister happy. Thanks for being my best friend.
Mr. Jim Merritt.
Jim and Debbie Merritt has adopted this family with Jackson and Raven, and I cannot tell you the difference that Jim and Debbie has made in the life of these young people. Mr. Jackson and Jim Merritt, our second Starfish Award. And for our third Starfish Award,
You have been my mentor for a very long time. Thank you for making me feel important. You remember my birthday and Christmas. I love you very much, and I appreciate all you do for me. I hope we can stay together until I get out of school and forever. I love Fridays because that's when you come see me. My mentor, Tanya Musial.
Miss Tanya Musial.
Our goal with Choosing to Excel is to match a young student in the elementary years, and our goal is for that mentor, if at all possible, to stay with their student throughout until 12th grade. Tanya has been with Samantha since the 4th grade. Ms. Tanya Musial from Axiom Corporation.
You have brought people together. You have broken racial barriers and socioeconomic barriers. Didn't matter to you if they had a degree or no degree, children or adult. You have shown true love. You truly have made an impact. Suzanne, you are our hero.
Mrs. Suzanne Fullerton.
Be presented by Diana Farmer. I want to tell you, Suzanne Fullerton is one of the newest additions to the Excel Board of Directors. This young lady, we fell in love with Suzanne. I mean, kind of coincidentally, we met. She filled in for us while we were singing one Sunday, and our hearts matched, and we just fell in love with each other. Suzanne serves every single week. She opens her home for the teen and single mom program called People Nurturing People, an arm of Excel that intentionally serve parents and single parents, Ms. Suzanne Fullerton, our 4th Starfish Award. So when we host an annual banquet and we call it a fundraiser, this is what happens with those donations. You allow us to stay in place where we can match lives together to make a difference, not just for a while, but our goal is to affect generational wellness. This portion of the program, what all of your funds go to tonight, is specifically for the People Nurturing People in our summer programs. This is an unfunded program through the Excel program. Everything else is funded through federal grants and other donations. But this portion of the program, with the exception of Tanya Musial and her mentee, is funded by donations from you. And that's why we hold, President Harden, this annual fundraiser, is to keep people like this working with young, precious hearts like these. Give them a hand. Thank you. Thank you so much. I would like for you to present each one of our mentors a Starfish pin for you to proudly wear. Suzanne Fullerton, Tanya Musial, Mr. Jim Barrett, and Ms. Rebecca Kenworthy. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. I'm farming people for UCA.
We're very proud of that, but really what you are doing, farming people for better lives, and that's what we appreciate.
Thank you. Back to the show.
Congratulations to the Starfish Award winners and to all of those others recognized in this program. Let's give them another big hand. And we're coming to the penultimate act, if that means next to last. And if you will, just indulge me a moment of pride. That young man, Jim Merritt, that was up here for the Starfish Award, is our son-in-law. I always introduce him as my daughter's husband. Now I'm going to just say he's my son-in-law. This next to last act is a doozy. It combines education and government in the form of Conway High School or Conway School District Superintendent James Simmons and the Mayor of Conway, Tad Townsend, in an act as the Blues Brothers. Let's give them a big hand.
Bank here in Conway, Arkansas. We're a proud sponsor of Excel in this event, and we've been doing this for many, many years. There's no better organization than Excel. We're proud of them, and we hope to be a sponsor in many more years because you're making a big difference.
Actually, that was not the next to last. That was the last act, because this next one that I'm announcing is not an act at all. It's a rendition by the pastor of the Four Winds Church, accompanied by Candace Hogan, Jim Bob Baker.
This is why we're here. If you're not sure, this is a fundraiser. And I suppose that this is probably not, it doesn't make much sense to sing the song that I'm about to sing at a fundraiser. Hold on. Maybe I should change the words to let go. But I do know this. The vision that Thelma received 13, 14 years ago is something that we want to hold to. We believe in this. That's why we're here. So let the words of this spiritual sink deeply into your heart, and you think seriously about what somebody much, much higher is asking you to give.
Fasten any windows spin. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. No one said you lost your track. You can't plow straight and keep looking back. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on that plow. Hold on. Mary had a golden chain. Every link was in my Jesus' name. Keep your hand on that plow. Hold on. Keep on plowing and don't you tire. Every round goes higher and higher. Keep your hand on that plow. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on that plow. Wanna put ahead? I'll tell you how. Keep your hand on the gospel plow. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Keep on plowing and don't you tire. Every round goes higher and higher. Keep your hand on that plow. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on the Yes.
Candace Hogan. Show your appreciation. Candace.
What an evening. Did you guys enjoy the evening?
lot of fun.
Well, it's time to see the winners of our Star Search.
You mind if I stand a little further away from Lou? He might go into those moves again. Now, what you say is time to what?
We're going to see who the winner is of the Star Search tonight.
Let's see them.
Let's take a look. You know what? What do you think, President Harding?
I think everyone was a winner tonight.
I think everyone was a winner. Don't you think? Everyone was a winner.
You know, I said earlier about being richer, healthier, and smarter, and you all can see that, can't you?
Yeah, they look smarter already.
But you know, I think I see encouragement tonight too, because actually kids are the only future the human race has. And to see what these kids that are participating in Excel are doing and have done, and the influence they're having on others, it gives me encouragement about our future. Not only their future, but our future as long as we live. So I think we're winners here tonight.
I do. President Harding, you know, and Senator Russ, one of the reasons this is so important to me is that when I was young, and some of these young people's age, you know, I graduated early from...
Well, wait a minute, when you resigned, that's not in your contract.
Well, I tell you, I did. I graduated early and from high school, and when I went away to college, you know, I wish I had had some of the direction our young people to get, because I didn't make the best choices. And so one of the reasons this program is so dear to me is because I believe in my heart, if I had had a Rebecca Kenworthy or a Jim Merritt or a Tanya Musial or a Suzanne Fullerton, I possibly would not have made some of the choices that I today still have some of those consequences that stick with me. So my goal is to encourage young people to make good choices. And even if they've made some choices that they are not proud of, that they understand fully from people like you tonight, that you encourage our young people that they can start over. They can start over. So this program is extremely dear to me. And I want to tell you, there are other people in this audience that work with us in this program. I want you to see the staff of Choosing to Excel. I'd like for you to see Becky Shook. Becky Shook, would you stand up? Sherry Smith, would you stand up? Jamie Wilson, Christy Langmeyer, Tremel Ely, Dandrick Moten, would you guys stand? Jelani Lewis, Lewis Pike, and Denise Moten. This is the Excel staff, and I want you to give them a round of applause. Couldn't do it without them, and I want to tell you, we as a staff could not do what we do without the supportive volunteers of this community. Every single year, over 150 volunteers give of themselves to this community. Where is our superintendent? This year, over 5,500 volunteer hours went into Conway School District with an economic impact to the school district of over $131,000 in volunteer hours. And I'd love to have all of our volunteers that do anything with Excel stand up, please. Don't be shy. Any volunteer, speaker, mentor, board member, yeah, character coaches, prayer partners. Yes, we couldn't do it without our prayer partners. This is what Excel is. It's not about Thelma. It's not about Dandrick. It's not about the staff, but it's about these wonderful, supportive people and our sponsors. Sponsors like Mr. Anderson, like Kyle Dalton, like First Community Bank. Well, now it's First Security Bank. Regions Bank. They've been behind me, supporting me when no one else knew. These people were there for us.
And we might point out that, again, federal funding and state funding are becoming much more difficult to obtain. And this evening, your very presence, just being here, helps dramatically the program. But at your table will be a young person to a young lady that could take a donation this evening. She will be standing. But if not, if you just want to take a card, raise your hand, take the card home and send it back. That will be fine too. So as you leave, please be sure and get a pledge card if you would, because as you've seen, this is an absolutely extraordinary program. And Thelma, just to close it out real quickly, let's ask all the acts one final bow, give them a starfish for their excellent work. Everyone that perform, please come up to the stage, if you perform this evening.
All of our performers.
One final bow.
Mr. James Dennett.
Mayor of Town Council.
Mayor of Town Council. Thank you. Blues Brothers. Chad for our family, Senator Gilbert Baker. And what can I say? The president of UCA, where are you going? Mr. Moten, where are you going? Come back up here. The president of UCA, Mr. Lou Horton, is the mean dancing machine. And there is absolutely no way I could do what I do without this man. I want to tell you a story briefly. I was serving on the board of directors with Mr. Anderson, and we were at a retreat up in Colorado. And a young man shared this with us, and it just said everything about my husband. He said that when he was growing up, and he was a professional football player, I can't remember his name right now just because I'm 50-something. I know I don't look it. He does. But he said they grew up poor, and they wanted to go see the baseball games, and his brother and he would go to the baseball games. They didn't have enough money to get in, so his brother made him promise, if I hoist you on my shoulders, you have to be able, every time they applaud, I want you to tell me what's going on. So they made that pact, and they'd go off to the games, and he would get up on his brother's shoulders, and he would see what was going on, and he would report back as to why they were applauding. And you know, I thought about my husband. You see me, you see my son and my children, but we're standing on this man's shoulders. And we couldn't do it without Mr. Daniel Fats Domino Moten.